Mia noticed the man behind her when she was only 3 streets away from home. At first she thought he was just another person walking through the quiet evening. She walked faster and so did Hesh crossed the road, and after a few seconds she heard his footsteps crossing behind her. Stophead footsteps stopped too. Mia turned around. The man was standing beneath a broken street lamp. She could not see his face clearly, but she could see that he was staring directly at her. She started walking. Again, this time she did not look back. She reached her apartment building and rushed through the entrance. She climbed the stairs and locked her door behind her. For several minutes she stood completely still. She could hear nothing. Then came 3 soft knocks. Mia froze. Nobody knew she had come home early. She slowly walked toward the door and looked through. The peaceful hallway was empty. She stepped back, then her phone began to ring. It was her older brother Daniel. Mia answered immediately. Dini asked if she was home. She told him about the man. There was silence on the other end. Then Daniel asked her one strange question. Did you see his face? Mia said no. Daniel sounded relieved, told her to stay inside and lock every window. Mia asked
Daniel,
why
I think someone
was
followed
so
me
worried.
home.
Daniel
He's
did
right
not
outside.
answer. Instead, he
I didn't
told her
see his
something
face.
that made her hands begin to shake. He said that the same man had followed their mother home 20 years ago. Mia thought he was joking, but Daniel said their mother had described the man in exactly the same way. Silently walking several steps behind. Mia looked toward the window. A shadow was standing across the street. She could not see a face, but she knew someone was watching her. Then her phone received a message from an unknown number. There was only one sentence. So finally came home. Mia stared at the screen. A second message appeared. No, look under your bed. Mia slowly turned toward her bedroom. She had never told anyone that she had found an old photograph under her bed that morning, and in that photograph there was the same man standing behind her mother. Mia did not move for several seconds. The message remained on her phone. No, look under your bed. She wanted to call Daniel again, but before she could press his name, another message appeared. Oh, not call him. Mia stepped away from
Daniel,
the bedroom.
please answer
Told
me.
herself
Mia,
that someone was trying
what
to
is
frighten
wrong?
her. Maybe the
Mia,
man outside
stay away from the
had
door.
followed her. Maybe he had somehow
Whatever
found
you
her
do,
number,
don't
but
open it.
There was something he could not have known. The photograph she had discovered it that morning inside an old box belonging to her mother. Nobody knew about it. Mia slowly walked back toward her bedroom. She looked under the bed. The photograph was gone. Her heart began beating faster. She searched the floor, searched the cupboard. Nothing.
Daniel, I need
She
answers
noticed
right
something
now.
written on the wooden
Mia,
floor beneath the bed. A
look, it's
small dated
complicated.
20 years earlier. Mia called Daniel again. This time he answered. She demanded the truth. Daniel finally told her that their mother had disappeared for 3 days when Mia was a baby. When she returned, she refused to explain where she had been, but she kept talking about a man who followed her everywhere. Daniel said their mother believed the man was looking for something. Mia asked what he wanted. Daniel said he never knew. Then Mia heard a noise from the kitchen. She turned around. The apartment door was still locked. All the windows were closed, but the kitchen light was on. Mia walked toward it, holding her phone tightly. On the kitchen table was the missing photograph. Aside it was a second photograph. Mia picked it up. It showed her mother standing outside the same apartment building, but Mia was shocked by what she saw beside her mother. It was the same man, and standing beside him was a little girl. Mia looked closer. The little girl was her, but the photograph had been taken 20 years before. Mia dropped the picture. Her phone rang again. This time it was not Daniel. It
Hello?
was an unknown number. She answered without speaking. A quiet voice whispered that she had finally remembered. Mia asked what she was supposed to remember. The voice said that her mother had not been running from the man. She had been protecting
we need to
Mia
leave
from
right
him.
now.
Mia asked who he was. The voice became almost impossible to hearken. It said one
Mia,
final thing.
don't
He's not
open that
following
door.
you, Maya. He is trying to take you back. The call and dead. Mia looked toward the apartment door. Simeon was standing on the other side, and then the door handle slowly began to move. Mia stepped backward as the door handle moved again. She wanted to scream, but no sound came from her mouth, and she heard Daniel shouting her name from the hallway. Mia rushed toward the door. She stopped just before opening it. Daniel told her to step Away from the door said he was coming in. Mia asked how he had reached the building so quickly.
Our father
Daniel
didn't die
said
in an
he had
accident.
been near
He's been
me,
alive
but
this
Mia
whole time.
remembered his earlier couch, remembered hearing his voice. Something felt wrong. She looked through the peephole. Daniel was standing outside, but behind him stood the stranger. Mia covered her mouth. Daniel looked directly at the peephole. He
that
said
stranger.
something that made Mia
He
understand
is your
everything.
father.
Said that their mother had been right. Man had never wanted to hurt her, had been trying to protect her. Mia opened the door. Daniel grabbed her hand
Why did you
and
never
pulled
come
her
home?
into the hallway. The stranger remained completely still. For the first time, Mia could
I
see
stayed
his
away to
face.
protect
She
you,
knew him
Mia.
not from memory, but from somewhere deep earth.
It was the
Man
only way.
slowly removed an old photograph from his coat. It showed Mia as a baby. Her mother was holding her and the stranger was standing beside them. Daniel finally revealed the truth. Man was their father, had not died, as their mother had told them, had been forced to disappear because someone had threatened the familiar. Mother had spent years pretending he was gonish, believed keeping Mia away from him would keep her safe, but she had never known that the people who threatened them had found Mia again. The stranger had been following her because he knew they were watching her. Every time Mia thought she was being followed, he had actually been making sure she reached home safely. Daniel handed Mia another photograph. In the back was a message written by their mother. If you ever see him following you, do not be afraid. He is the reason you survived. Mia looked at the stranger for the first time. His expression changed. It looked like a man who had waited 20 years to see his daughter. Again, Mia asked why he had not simply come home, told her that coming home would have put her life in danger. Then he looked toward the stairs. Amin was coming up. Daniel immediately told Mia to leave. The stranger took her hand. They ran down the back stairs and into the street. Mia looked back at the apartment. A dark figure was standing
Dad,
in her
what
window
happened?
watching them disappear. That night, Mia finally understood why the stranger had followed her
Dad,
home,
what
had
happened?
not been hunting her, had been waiting for the right moment to save her. But as they drove away from the city, the stranger received a message on his phone. His face suddenly went pale. Mia asked
Dad,
what had
what
happened.
happened?
Eddie looked at her through the mirror. Then he said something she would never forget. They found you, and this time they are not coming for you, they are coming for me.